Hey all, coming at you with a new video. If you've seen my short, I recently put a Magnuson TVS 1320 Supercharger system in the 23 TRD Pro 4Runner. Decided I'm going to keep this one around for a while, so I decided I'd make it, add a little bit of the fun factor to it rather. Doesn't turn into a race car, but it definitely gives a unique driving experience and a fun factor that it just didn't quite have before. So we're gonna go ahead and pop the hood, take a look underneath, and kind of go through some of the details as well as pricing. So this supercharger system was installed by Toyota dealer through a Magnuson certified dealer. So it's a fully warranted system. It comes with a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. This is a twin variable scroll, so 2 scrolls here. And then you have your intercooler. So it compresses the air, gets hot, pushes it through the intercooler, which is liquid cooled, which is what these hoses go to the pump. And then you actually have another radiator, which you can see is stacked right there. It's actually a good sized radiator. Let's see if I can get that focused. There you go. So that chills down the intercooler. And then it produces roughly, Magnuson states, around 35% extra horsepower and pretty close to that torque, 30% or so. So just to put it into real terms, that's like 10% more than the 4.6 liter V8 in the GX 460. So that's pretty cool. As like the fit and finish goes though, it looks pretty much stock. I mean, if you didn't open the hood, you probably wouldn't be able to tell until you got RPMs up above like 2,500 range. Then you can definitely hear the whine. But other than that, it's pretty OEM driving look, fit, finish, feel. I mean, nothing about it changes any of the true driving dynamics of the vehicle. It's very true to the 4Runner experience. Now again, it's not a race car. I mean, this is a big, bulky 4Runner. It's heavy. It's not aerodynamic, so keep that for what it's worth. But the intake system is pretty much the same. A couple of things that are different, you'll notice that there's no resonator thing over here. I think this is part of the acoustic dampening system or whatnot Toyota puts in, but it used to plug into here and there used to be a box with 2 chambers. That's gone. Then you'd have the engine cover, you'd have the intake manifold. Those are all gone. I think that's most of the stuff that comes off the OEM, installation of the engine that comes from the factory. And then this is all just kind of a bolt-in. Obviously there's a little bit of stuff under the hood too that you can't see here. So one difference is the pulley arrangement and setup is different. There's a different belt that's used due to adding a few new pulleys and a tensioner, which you see here. So you get a new belt system. And then, does it say, yeah, so the spark plugs are also different as well. So you have a colder spark plug. And then the one thing it doesn't say in here is, so this is now obviously a premium only vehicle. You can only put premium in there, and it says that on the fuel door. But the fuel injectors as well are different. So they're probably a higher CC fuel injector. I mean, that's pretty much it though. So yeah, you got the tubing for the radiator, you got the pump for the new liquid cooling setup for the intercooler. The supercharger itself, some new stuff going on that you can't really see with the spark plugs and fuel injectors, new pulley arrangement, tensioner. But I mean, it's a supercharger system, so it's not, you don't have turbo lag or spool up time that you typically would experience with a turbocharger setup. So it's pretty much linear horsepower and torque gains throughout the entire rev range of the engine. So you get it at the low end, you get it at the high end. From what I've seen in like dyno charts, above 5,400 RPM, you kind of starts to tail off in terms of gains. But other than that, it's pretty much linear above, at any functioning speed. So it's pretty cool. It is carb compliant for California people. Not that I really care about that, to be honest with you, but Another thing, they have to tune the vehicle, obviously, to, you know, make sure AFR and all that sort of stuff is still in check. But so yeah, you can only use premium now, obviously. And I put one of those OBD port data reader logger deals in this thing, just to kind of see what's going on under the hood. And everything is very much in check. Air fuel ratio is very true to that 14.7 ESC range. Transfer, the ATF temperature, the automatic transmission fluid temperature is around, I don't know, like 145. So I haven't really been beating it or anything, but that's pretty well in check. And that was with a few pulls this morning. And then oil temperatures are about 188, 195 range. So very, very true. It's pretty mild day, probably like 75 degrees right now. So, you know, I'm curious to see how this does in the winter when it's 40 below or 30 below outside, if that has anything to do, and how the vehicle compensates with that, having an extra radiator for the intercooler. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm gonna have a few more videos coming in time. I got some other stuff coming in, but eventually we'll put some bigger tires, maybe some like a Fox 3.0 or 3.5 suspension in the front. I'll leave the back alone. I ordered a ladder, but the Gobi ladder, but God forbid, it takes forever to get. It's been over a month since I ordered that. And then eventually I'll get one of those rear tire carriers and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it pretty stock looking for the most part. I'm not gonna do anything stupid, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, one last thing, $99.83 is what it cost me to have it installed. So hope you guys found that interesting. See you later. Okay, I'll do a quick 0 to 45 pull in 4x4 on a dirt road.